everyone. Today we're going to do a tutorial for a game called Are You Gonna Eat That? This is a family game, it's a card game, and it's played over the course of 3 rounds. And those rounds are breakfast, lunch, and dinner. At the top of each round, players are going to start with 5 cards in their hand. On a turn, you can play as many cards as you can or want to out of your hand, all with the goal of devouring as much food as you possibly can. Once you're finished playing all the cards that you want to, you draw 2 cards and your turn is over. There are a couple different kinds of cards in this deck. There are food cards and there are action cards. Food cards come in savory, sweet, rotten, and then there's also an add-on card and a drink. Sweet and savory cards will earn you points, and you can beef up that score by using add-on cards. But you have to make sure that you put your add-on card on top of the right flavor if you want to score points. For example, this is a savory add-on. If I put it on top of this other savory card, I have 4 points. But if I were to play this on top of a sweet card, sweet and savory don't go together with this dish, and that would be -5 points. Same thing would happen if I play it on top of a rotten food. I'm just increasing the negative score of that card. There are also drink cards, which are always just 1 point, but you can play and score them immediately. For the rest of these cards, you can play them in front of you face down during your turn, but you have to wait until your next turn before you can score them. And you do that by having a Devour card. When you play a Devour card, you flip over one of your food cards or one of your dishes, and that means that you've eaten it and you can score those points. If you don't have a Devour card but you still want to earn those points, you simply discard 2 cards in lieu of having that Devour card. Another action is the Gross card. You can place a Gross card on top of any dish, either on your plate or somebody else's, in order to make it inedible. And the only defense against the Gross card is the Devour card, or again, 2 cards to use in lieu of a Devour card. Think of it as the 5-second rule. If someone plays a Gross card, you can devour it before it goes bad and earn those points. Another action you can do, and the namesake of the game, is the Are You Gonna Eat That card. I would play this card on another player's dish if I want to steal that dish from them. Once anyone puts down an Are You Gonna Eat That card, the food card that they were attempting to take gets turned sideways, or as they say in Magic, it gets tapped. They can defend themselves by playing a Yup card. Yup, I'm gonna eat that. If they don't have a Yup card, again, they can play 2 cards in lieu of a Yup card. Whether or not that card remains on the defending or the opposing player's side, it stays sideways. So if you've taken the card, you haven't eaten it yet. But the next time someone plays an Are You Gonna Eat That card for this particular dish, whoever ends up with this card on their side will flip it over and score those points with no Devour card required. So flipping it sideways just makes the card all that much more vulnerable. The last 2 actions are fairly straightforward. You could play turn loss and choose an opponent to lose their turn. Or you can play steal, where you take a card out of another player's hand. The final thing you can do is use one of your plate tokens. Now, each player gets 6 tokens, and you can only use 1 per turn. And you can only use a plate token if you've already played another card. Plate tokens are basically Are You Gonna Eat That cards, but they're plates. After your turn ends, you draw 2 cards, and the round continues until there are no cards left in the deck and no one has any more cards to put into play. At that point, you're going to tally up your score, your negative score and your positive score. And the player who has the highest score is going to go last in the next course because they're the fullest. After you're done with breakfast, lunch, and dinner, you tally up your score for all 3 rounds, and the player who has the most points wins the game. And that's how you play Are You Gonna Eat That? Something interesting about this game to me is that no 2 cards are alike. Even all the action cards have a different drawing on them, and you never come across the same kind of savory or sweet food twice. The game plays between 2 to 5 players and lasts about 30 to 45 minutes. And it says that you can play with kids that are 14 years or older, but I think that you could play with kids that are a little bit younger than that. It's currently on Kickstarter. Again, it's called Are You Gonna Eat That by Bermooda's End Games. Check out the link below for more details on their Kickstarter, and thanks for watching. Bye.